I saw this online that you should be doing this for your skin, and they really shouldn't be. Is that?
Yes.
Love and hate relationship all over again.
Oh my God, so much.
Because I do have some videos that I found of some like at-home hacks for your skin, and I wanted to get your opinion on it.
Okay.
See what you guys thought about it.
Okay.
All right, so let's take a look here. Let's see. So this one is just the ingredients that go into something, and I'm going to show you the video right now.
Oh my
So
God.
it has honey, some egg white. It has
Just of the starting, like leave that up. Go to the kitchen and make yourself a coffee. You know what I mean? Like
so this is what she's doing here.
natural vote. What?
Is that toilet paper?
And
Yeah.
that's toilet paper. In between, you let it harden, and then you peel it off. So
I mean, I think this is great for TikTok
for you. It
for
works for
people
you.
to get views.
So, like, do egg whites do anything for you when you put it on your skin, or is there anything here that maybe you take away from it that might actually do something?
So I was going to go first because
Go for it.
because I'm like much older than these two beauties here. I grew up where my mother and all my mother's friends would do egg white masks once a week. And an egg white mask will dry and tighten, like just crazy tighten. And then you physically peeled it off and then rinsed your face. And it was a nice way to tighten and temporarily brighten your skin. Temporarily. We're talking that night to the next morning. The effects technically are gone.
Yeah.
But, it was a non-harmful way to use a natural ingredient on your skin for a little booster. Coffee grinds are an excellent exfoliant. I don't understand why the toilet paper. What were you going to say, Monica?
Well, I was gonna say all of these ingredients, like honey or coffee, like they can be great ingredients in skincare products, and they are used in a lot of things. Like you see honey in a lot of like hydrating products, or coffee, like Kim said, as an exfoliant. I don't think that they're gonna provide you long-term results if you're just
Just doing it
grabbing the
once.
coffee, not just even once, but like if you're just grabbing coffee and scrubbing, yeah, that can be a nice exfoliant. But I don't know, I just feel like when things are from the kitchen shelf and have no proper preparation, there's just so much potential for irritation and for allergies, or too thick of a coffee grind, and then it's just you're gonna break the skin.
Right.
It's not that it's bad. Like all these are good ingredients, and like Kim said, like maybe an egg white mask might give you a boost for that night. Perfectly fine. If you're not allergic to it, that's great. But don't expect any of this to be a natural Botox, like it was saying. Like, this is not.
If that was going to work for natural Botox, there would never
would
be
be no
Botox.
Botox. Yeah.
But seriously, what were you saying about the toilet paper? Because I don't understand.
I feel like what she was trying to do was like a sheet mask.
Yeah.
That's why
Yes.
she was using the toilet paper to just for me it didn't work because it came peeling off.
And
Well,
plus
because she did one layer, then the
Yeah.
thing, then
Because
I don't know
most of
about
it didn't look like
the
most of it was on
particle.
the outside of it,
My thing is
not
the
on the
particle.
skin.
Yeah, I didn't know what she was.
The
it was
particle on the
messy.
toilet paper itself would just clog.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
doesn't make
Lordy.
sense to me. It's not.
Well, because I think she put it first, and then the toilet paper, and then another layer. You see?
Okay.
Oh,
She
that's
just
a
would
shame.
have done it without the toilet paper. Would have been
But
fine.
see, it looks like more of it's on the paper
Yeah.
than under the paper. So I'm
Of
just like, what are
course.
you doing?
Yeah.
So for this at home, should people try this really, or should they just pass?
Pass.
Yeah.
Give it
I
a
mean,
pass?
don't waste your time. I don't think anything. I don't think unless you're like allergic to it, nothing bad will happen. But what are you achieving?
Right.
So this person decided to do an exfoliant to get rid of dead skin, and they're just doing these ingredients right here: the cinnamon, the coconut oil, and they're scrubbing away. So how do you feel about things that are scrubs that people make themselves? Should they not really be doing it because they could potentially be scratching their skin? Or because I see a lot of things with sugar
Yeah.
and things like that. Like, is that something
I think
that they should do or no?
did you want to? I mean, for the body, to me, that's
I was
fine.
gonna say, our body itself has different skin, texture in a sense. So our face is more delicate than our actual skin in our arms and our legs. If you're using it, let's say from neck down or décolleté down, that's perfectly fine.
Right.
If you're using it on the face, on the other hand,
No, I agree,
you
100%.
you would have to be a lot more careful.
Yeah, I agree because your sugar scrubs, unless you're using brown sugar like they did here, granulated sugar will give you more of a satisfying feeling of exfoliation on your body. But if your décolleté is very delicate, your neck is delicate, so that should only be used, from the chest down.
And the arms, maybe.
Yeah, because I think we're all fans of homemade scrubs, but they're for scrubbing because I love this. What does this
This is
say?
actually not bad. It's
Reduces cellulite.
So I was
Come
gonna ask
on,
you, so
man.
do
Or
think
does
this
it does
actually
not
do
prevent? It does not prevent. It
I don't know
removes
about
that skin.
but it does remove dead skin.
I think
Might leave
that-
your skin glowy too because it has.
And you're not going to prevent premature aging.
It's not gonna reduce cellulite.
No, you're not going to repair UV damage. It might temporarily help with the appearance of stretch marks if you have ropey stretch marks. If you have just regular stretch marks that are flush to the skin and they're the typical white lines, a home scrub is not going to do anything. Like my favorite one is we have a patient
Bleep that name.
has been with us for like 15 years or whatever it is. I can't do the reverse math, but she's been with us forever and she's amazing. Like she's down with all of the latest technology and the education on the why and the how and the where. And then, she sees the results and she loves it. And she's a huge advocate of our treatments. However, in the same vein, bizarrely enough, she will come in and be like, or she'll text me, or she'll ask Melanie or Monica, I've seen that $20 new miracle cream. What do you think? And I've given her the same response over every single year, all the years we know her, and she'll still ask when a new product comes out. The bottom line is if there's a miracle cream out there for $20 or $40, and it's supposed to erase all your crepes or lift or tighten or remove your cellulite, if it worked, it would be sold out for probably at least 10 years. You would probably only be able to find it on the black market and like the dark internet or whatever. And it would probably cost tens of thousands of dollars.
Millions.
So, and we would all be out of a job.
Yeah.
So, like, we need to use a little common sense. The majority of your miracle creams are going to be occlusive, right? Where they can be moisturizing for sure. But if you're younger, like talking about extracting congestion for congested skin with acne, what the ladies were saying about that satisfaction of performing that for a patient, a lot of that congestion and breakout quite often is brought on by people trying something that's anti-aging and it's too strong for their skin because they're too young or their skin is too oily. They don't need it.
Now, do you think the consumption of like sugar causes you to break out or have worse skin?
To me, sugar is the root of all evil. I love sugar, but it's definitely like the second coming there.
So this next video, I think is going to trigger you and you'll see why. But at least in the beginning, she does comment about sugar being, let's see.
And one important thing to keep in mind is that processed sugar is breaking down your collagen.
Is that true?
If you want
Yes.
your skin, cut that excess sugar because it's actually aging you faster than time. Collagen, it is the holy grail. It's the thing that makes our skin look firm, bright, and youthful. And when you hit the 30s, it starts to decline rapidly, and I mean fast. So you need to look for ways and practice things that actually help to stimulate your collagen. So here are a few ways that you can actually do that. Number one, microinfusion or microneedling. It creates tiny controlled injuries into the skin that you tell your skin to produce more collagen. Another thing I like to do is supplement with hydrolyzed collagen.
So what do you feel about someone promoting microneedling and it seems like to do it yourself at home, like with the device that she was using? Is that considered microneedling? What is that?
I mean, well, that one specifically, just because I see the name, it comes in like a vial already with the serum. I don't know the exact depth. I don't think because they're selling it for home, I don't think the depth is I don't think it goes very deep.
They're usually set at 0.5.
Yeah.
So that's more like a treatment than I would consider to be
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be I mean, she looks pretty red, so I don't know that that's what you would want to be.
I don't think she's even figuring out where she started and where she left off.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
she went to one side and then she went to the other.
Well, I'm not a fan of home microneedling.
Right.
Microneedling,
Or laser.
right? Anything.
People laser themselves at home?
Well, there's some
devices
laser
now.
devices.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it'll do
But
much.
I'm sorry, you're saying with microneedling at home, why are you totally against it?
Because there are certain depths that you should not be exceeding on certain areas of the face. You know, so 0.5 is aggressive around your eyes, especially, and on your forehead, because obviously there's not as much cushion to the layers as there are on the other parts of your face. But when you're microneedling yourself at home, these are not single-use little packets usually. And even if they are, some people, I've already heard of patients that will just refill them. They don't realize they're supposed to throw them away.
Right.
You're supposed to put them in a sharps container, and they're a biohazard. They're supposed to be medically disposed of. Who do you know doing microneedling at home is doing that?
Very true.
You know what I mean? So the quality of the needles, there are certain companies that will guarantee that they're medical grade, stainless steel, single-use, sterile needles. But how many companies are not guaranteeing any of the above? So there's huge potential for excessive damage and for bacterial infections. And we've excelled at being able to revise these botch jobs. So I, for one, 100% against
Pass on
home
that one.
microneedling. But she is right that, you know, we all know that, and for the patients, you should know that sugar is a fuel basically for cancer cells, and sugar also, refined sugar, accelerates cell death. It is a huge inflammatory ingredient, and the cause of cell death is inflammation.
Oh, wow. So you agreed with her in the beginning until she whipped out that little microneedling pen.
Right. I'm not again. I mean, I believe she is an Australian esthetician.
Okay.
I believe she's a professional. So I'm not sure why or how this whole thing came about. Her message is correct. I'm just like, don't do it at home.
Gotcha.
Hire a professional.
And then how do you feel about potatoes?
As of what?
Exactly.
God, it's her.
Not just to eat, but for glowing skin too. They brighten dark spots, calm breakouts, and make your skin super smooth. Just slice potatoes, place them on your face for 20 minutes, then wipe with warm cloths. Hello Natural Glow.
Do you know if there's any truth to that?
No, there isn't.
There isn't?
She must
I mean,
be
you can
very
try.
bored.
I dare people to go try put potatoes and see if their skin and
There
looks
are
like
some,
they just have
right.
Botox.
There's starch, certain kind of enzymatic action from certain starches in certain potatoes that might temporarily help around the under eye area.
like for a second.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, because
for
I've
about a
noticed
second.
I've noticed like a lot of different foods, and then like put.
We could take this to so many different places. That's a mighty big cucumber there, darling.
So, is there like things in certain fruit or vegetables or potatoes that,
Yeah.
like once interacting with your skin, it does do something for you?
For sure, all of these ingredients are used in skincare, but like putting a potato on your skin
You'll
is
probably
not
have better
gonna...
results eating it than actually putting it on your face,
Exactly.
to be honest.
And
I
like
grew up
this
in a
one-
household that you don't waste food.
Yeah. Well, this one specifically with the cucumber, I think it's frozen, and
Yeah.
so probably the coldness of it, it's what's depuffing it a bit. That's fine. You have there's no harm in like grabbing, I don't know, a cold
Compress or
spoon
something.
or like a something like that to like maybe drain fluid. Like you're not gonna harm yourself.
What about with just
But,
ice
like-
directly on your face? I heard that.
I would
that's
do
never
it
supposed to
directly.
put ice
No.
directly on your
Yeah.
skin.
So definitely always on like a tissue or something. Again, it's always gonna be temporary. I don't
Right,
think it's going
right.
to. But it's great. Like it reduces inflammation. I specifically, I like if you see like if there's a pimple brewing under the skin, not directly on the skin, but with like a tissue or something. I like icing it for a few minutes in the morning and at night. That's not gonna fully remove it, but it's gonna help reduce the inflammation. But then I combine that with, treatments or skincare products or something. I
Right.
wouldn't rely just on the cucumber or just on the ice.
Exactly. Like a
improve
tried
my
and,
skin.
right, exactly. Like a tried and true thing to do with your avocado when it goes bad. Not when it's mushy bad, but
Yeah.
when it's just past the point of where you want to eat it, is, again, like Monica had
A
said,
hair
if you're
mask or
right,
something.
if you're not allergic to it, you could use it with honey or other natural ingredients from your cupboard and your fridge for a face mask or a body mask or a hair mask, like Monica just said, like beer. If you don't want to drink it, you could rinse your hair with beer as a clarifying agent.
But there are other things too that a lot of people do live by, like they say like lemon juice
Or
for
apple cider vinegar.
and like for dark spots. Is that true? Not true?
Lemon for what?
Lemon juice for on the face for dark spots.
No, that's gonna create dark spots. Lemon, if you put any citrus on the skin and you go to the sun, that's a recipe for disaster.
And to the pimple queen over here that loves extractions, what about toothpaste on pimples or anything like that?
No. It's like, might as well just put Noxzema on it if you're going to put No.
Well, toothpaste has a drying agent to
Yeah.
it, but you could actually exasperate the area. Quite often, if someone has like a contact dermatitis type of small papule breakout around their mouth, it's because they've changed their toothpaste to one that doesn't agree with their body pH.
Oh,
So
really?
it causes a breakout, and that's only from brushing their teeth, much less from applying it directly to the skin.
Oh, wow.
You can actually burn the area as well. If it's very sensitive, you can burn the rims where the breakout is as well.
I remember I was in 8th grade or 7th grade going on a school trip, and that was a big deal. That's when you had to have your special outfit and everything, at the cool lunch. And for some reason, I broke out a little bit on my forehead, and I was so desperate, so I just took some and I smeared it on my whole forehead. The next day, it was like almost like it's raised, like it felt like plasticky or like crunchy almost.
Right.
And then it just started to break and like peel like crazy. So from there, I was like, maybe it does work, but I put too much. Because over the years, I have tried like, let me put a dot here, put a dot here.
Right.
But I tried to avoid it now because I heard that's not really too good to do often.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, I think just like to close off the whole food and thing of all these TikTok things, most of these things are not going to be harmful. Like it can be fun, like as an activity, like, oh, you know, a mother-daughter thing, or with a friend, like let's do honey masks. Like it can be fun. Just don't expect Botox in the potato. You know what I mean? Like just that, like do it for fun and do it like as a nice thing to do. But you know, if you really want real results, come to ITX.
Very good. And then another question, because you did bring this up earlier when you said like, you know, people don't want to feel anything, but you say you have to feel something.
Sometimes.
So one thing that I constantly see, like people thinking like irritation equals effectiveness, like, oh, it's burning, so that means it's really working. Is there any truth to that?
That is not true.
Not true. If it's burning, like you should take it off.
But if it's burning, no. I say it more as a joke, and in that sense,
Yeah.
I like, at least for me, and this might be like more like an old school, or like, you know, like when they say like if you don't feel something, then it's not effective or anything like that. Not anymore. That like when you used to get a chemical peel, if you weren't feeling anything, oh, it's not effective. It's not strong enough or anything. Technology has advanced so much, even, you know, products, ingredients, that you don't have to feel anything anymore. Right. The effective of how your skin is looking should be enough as to you to know what it is, or to know how that this is working for you. Exactly. We don't have to, you know, peel our skins off anymore to make sure that we're having that results that we want. I said it more as a joke in that sense.
Oh, no, but also to clarify, you were right, though, with microneedling, you don't want to be in extreme pain, but your point was you do want to feel something.
Yeah.
Feel something.
Especially at certain points.
Yeah.
It's like acupuncture in a sense. You might feel like a little bit between your glabella, or you might feel a little bit, you know, around the eye area, anything like that. It's to the point of that you feel like you're in excruciating pain, that somebody's just like slashing you alive or something like that. No. Not at that point.
Right. That becomes an issue with patients in my age bracket and above, because in early aesthetics, we didn't have anything that was pain-free, that was downtime-free when it came to anti-aging. Everything was no pain, no gain. That's the time frame that it came from, was back in the 70s and 80s at the birth of what is now modern aesthetics. So, you know, I always, and the ladies too, that we always have to remind our older patients that you don't want to suffer through this. So, especially with Soma, you should be comfortable.
I was just going to say.
We don't want you, you know, jumping around on the bed like a fish, or we don't want you white knuckling the sides of the mattress, and we don't want to see little beads of sweat or involuntary tears, like no to all of this. I mean, we pain manage for laser treatments. You know, we use Pronox. There are legal ways to work together to keep you in a comfort zone where you still get the maximum results. So stop expecting to have to torture yourself through this. There's no point in it anymore.
And then you mentioned Somacell. Just for the people that are not so familiar with Somacell, could you briefly explain what it is?
I think we can all probably do that. If you knocked us over the heads and we ended up in the ICU, we could still pop up and say, Somacell is. So Somacell is not heat, and it is a non-surgical facelift treatment that also does work on body parts for improving the appearance of cellulite and for body sculpting, to be able to work on like GLP-1 loose skin to tighten it, or just loose skin from natural weight loss to help tone up those areas. But my main focus for creating it was to lift and tighten the facial skin without pain, without downtime, without sun withdrawal time, regardless of your adult age, your gender, and regardless of your sun exposure. So it's easy. It's like literally easy peasy. You can come in, you get your treatment, you don't suffer your way through it. The results come through quickly, they're lasting, and you can go right back to your day. I love what you were both pointing out, though. It's like you can watch your TikTok trends, you can try a few things for fun, but please don't come in and be like, Melanie, here's a picture of this, and I want to look like this overnight. And it's a person that's of a completely different ethnicity, right? Completely different age bracket, completely different skin tones, completely different bone structure. You get this with hair all the time, right? Especially like, hey, give me Farrah Fawcett hair and your hair sticks straight. Back in the day, right? Like, this is not going to happen. So.
Or they want black hair. They have black hair. They want this blonde, like Khloe Kardashian look,
right?
Like, just like that. Same thing. It's like a journey. It will take a long time, and sometimes you can't even get there because your hair can't handle it. You know, so
right. And your skin is the same. So we'll commit to the patient, and they, as Monica pointed out, also they have to trust us that we're going to guide them to their goal. It might not be a straight path. It might not be the path they expected, but we'll explain why, and we'll educate why, and we'll work together with their skin every single time they come in to get them to where they want to be in a safe and effective manner.
Very nice. And if you want to actually, I have a quick lightning round of myth or fact. If you guys wanted to do that real quick. So just say myth, fact, and then just like one sentence of why that is. So natural products are always safer.
Myth.
Myth? And why would you say that?
Why are natural products not
always safer? Like, what is it that can be the situation?
Well, people can be allergic to things that are in the natural
concoction
products.
mix.
Allergy, I would say, is the biggest thing. Like, usually people who have allergic reactions will have stronger reactions to those natural products because, you know, if they have essential oils, those can be very reactive, or, you know, that sort of thing. And basically, skincare is pretty safe for the most part, so people should not be terrified of them.
What about that you need a 10-step routine for your skin?
Myth.
Myth? And why?
I mean, if you find the right product with the proper ingredients and you use it properly, which is very important. If you don't use it how you're supposed to use it, you can get an irritation as well. Basically, you're wasting your money at that point. You don't need 500 steps in order to achieve, you know, what you need in 3 or 4. I would say what makes it more effective is the consistency of using your products. You don't need 10. If you have 3 or 4 and you use it every single day or properly, how it's explained or how your esthetician explains it to you, then you're set.
Also, back to irritation, like the more steps you have, the more likely that you can find something within the 10 steps that is going to irritate you. So I don't think, if it works for you and you love the routine and it gives you peace of mind every night to spend 20 minutes putting every step, sure.
Right.
But it's not needed for good.
There's also going to be a product that it's going to work differently for Monica as it's going to work for me. So if a product basically says in the instruction, oh, you should use it every other day. If my skin is sensitive, you cannot use it every other day. You can still use the product, but you're probably going to be able to use it maybe once a week or once or twice a week, give or take. For a person who has thicker skin, you know, maybe they can use it every other day. But it's more of how are you using as well the product.
And I think also skincare is pretty simple for the most part. Like, you don't need a 10-step routine. Like, you need just your good cleanse, possibly double cleanse every night, a good moisturizer, and, maybe an exfoliant depending on how your skin is, how the frequency, and then your antioxidants in the morning. And then those are the basics. Then you can add on other things to address the concerns you have. But it
Everything's about
doesn't,
the
like, if it's
ingredients,
10 step, it doesn't mean that you're going to achieve those things.
Right. You can add the toner to balance pH, but it also depends on your age and your skin needs. Like you were saying, a lot of patients, their skin can handle having the serum and the moisturizer up, not in your eye, but up close to the lower eyelash line instead of adding an eye cream. The older you get, you will want to incorporate a specific eye cream that has stronger emollients for that area. However, the majority of younger patients can get away without using, for example. So that's exactly what Monica and Melanie were saying. It depends on the patient, it depends on how you're using it and how often you're using it.
And should SPF be always one of these things?
Yes.
Yes.
I learned that from someone.
That is the number one thing. You can be doing everything else.
Like
and
Bible.
not-
You have to
yeah.
do it. Like that is something that it should be in your routine.
Chemical free every day, even on cloudy days, even on rainy days, even if you work in an office. UV lights give off UV overhead lighting. If you're near a window, you're going to be absorbing UV through that window or those overheads. So, little chemical free every day will go a long way.
And then last I have here, more exfoliation equals clearer skin.
No, myth.
Myth. And the reason why?
Well, over exfoliating the skin is going to create sensitivity. It can make the skin barrier impaired. And so your skin is just not going to be healing properly for whatever you're doing.
It can cause even more impurities.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
When you over exfoliate, if the skin gets too dry, then the skin might overproduce oil, thinking that it needs that.
It can break out very easily.
So you can break out.
So sometimes too much of something is just too much.
Yes.
With skin and on your face in particular, it's a golden rule that too much of anything is always just too much and it's never good.
Except sunscreen. No, okay.
Right, that's true. That's true, actually. As long as it's chemical free. However, for example, most top Korean lines, skincare lines, will never carry the ingredients retinol and niacinamide, which we've talked about on our social media posts before, because they force cell turnover. And every American is going to be like, oh my God, I'm not going to watch this podcast anymore because I can't believe she just said retinol, niacinamide are bad ingredients. But especially when you're stacking them and you're using them all the time, you're constantly forcing cell turnover, destroying the skin barrier, taking away your skin's natural protective transparent layer, and it's too much. So when you are constantly exfoliating, you're creating a hyper dry situation that turns into dehydration. And when you have dry, dehydrated skin, you look older. You're wide open for fine lines and wrinkles prematurely. So, and then what happens when you're looking in the mirror and you're like, oh, now I look extra haggard and where are these fine lines coming from? And I don't want to have wrinkles. So now you're going to force more cell turnover and use those products even more often and maybe even exfoliate more often. And now your skin is probably irritated and has fine lines and wrinkles. So you're reaching for more products and more products and more products. And you get in that hamster wheel and you're trapped there.
Yeah.
And you never end up with the results that you're physically looking for. So the point is less is more. Get some professional guidance, and as both Monica and Melanie pointed out, and then take it easy on yourself because Rome wasn't built in a day, and you're not going to be able to change your face overnight. But with the right simplified, targeted skincare program and professional help, you can get to wherever it is you want to go, and not create all your own problems.
Yeah, so I have to be honest. So yesterday I did this zombie mask thing that I saw on TikTok that I got. I had a little bit of video for it.
The coffee one?
Not the coffee one. It's I think it has an egg on the cover. So it's maybe based on the egg whites. It tightens your face, makes it really tight, and it starts to crack or whatever, and then you wipe it off.
Oh, but you bought it. You didn't.
Yeah, I
Oh,
bought it.
okay.
It made my skin really red. And also then it made me like draw out 2 big bumps right here. And then I just like, shit, I don't know what to do. So then I was like, I don't really want to squeeze it. So I put pressure, and I just received something. I don't know who sent it to me, but said like, this is the danger zone with things you don't want to
I
squeeze.
sent that.
Yeah. So then I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't touch it. Now it's all red. And I was like, let me try one of the pimple patches. And I put that on there, and I'm like, it's making it red. Like, I was a mess yesterday. I did not know what to do. Luckily, I woke up today and it like subsided a bit. But it's so true. Like when you're home and you don't know what to do with your skin, you really do everything. And I probably irritated the hell out of it and made it so much worse before actually leaving it alone, and it like got calm again. You know?
Right, exactly. So everyone, please just
Don't
stay
squeeze
away from the trends. Stay away from the trends. Stay away from the trends. You can ask about trends. Get educated about trends. Some of the trends occasionally will be something that you could incorporate into your own routine. The majority of them are for clickbait and they're for shock factor to get you to watch. It's not something that's meant to work on your face. And the thing that always makes me laugh, and I don't understand why the general population doesn't notice quite often, is that this person that's like, oh, let me smear all this blah 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 on my face, right? And look at what we're doing, and then that after photo is like, ah. But then when you look at it, you don't even have to look closely, and it's like filtered and special light, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like this, you're trying to sell everybody on this TikTok trend, but then you filtered the crap out of yourself afterwards. Like, why? You know, so please watch the trend to the end and notice the filter, because if they needed the filter, obviously that stupid trend didn't work. So,
So true.
right? So just remember, there's a lot of paid product placement. There's a lot of clickbait. There's a lot of shock factor. It's purposely meant to draw us in, to garner the views, the likes, and the subscriptions. So let's let a couple of these neurons fire properly and then utilize that information. You know, none of us have to be geniuses. Just use your common sense. That's all.
Very true. So overall, we shouldn't trust everything that we see on social media. I mean, I think that it's true that we have to be careful with what the people are trying to sell us, that people do add filters to things, but it's just so hard to really establish, like, unless you're a professional. I would say you don't have to be a professional to notice some things, like it's obvious. But I think overall, like, not having the same knowledge that you guys have, it gets a little scary. You buy these things, you don't know what's going to happen. Or like, does this trend actually work? That's why I had a whole bunch of them. It was like, not just for fun. It was kind of like, because I wanted to know. Not the potatoes, but some of the other ones I probably would have tried. So I just, so I appreciate your input when it comes to things like that.
Well, absolutely. So I think our take, and what we always try to educate our patients on, is that, especially in this realm of AI now, it's actually much harder. You can spot the filter, but with AI, sometimes it really looks real. So the best thing to do when in doubt is you could share that story or that TikTok trends post, whatever it is, share that to us, tag us in it, and drop a comment. Be like, hey, and then tag that whatever it is you saw for the trends and ask, what is this? Does it work? And we'd love to get back to you on that one.